Join me to welcome Dr. Richard C. Okoye.
Make welcome Dr. Richard Okoye, a relentless lifesaver, a visionary of compassion and action, the driving force before the Save a Life Foundation, and most importantly, a man who redefined the Japa syndrome. Please put your hands together and make welcome our moderator for this conversation, Dr. Ezine Okule here.
Good morning, sir. Celebrate Dr. Okoye again. No, you people don't understand why I say she celebrate him. I crossed 5 rivers, 5 oceans. I prayed at 12 a.m. so that he won't be out of the country now. Say, I'm the one that made you not to travel. Because he said he was not going to be here, he's traveling. I say, Lord, let the business expand. Let more money come in that will cause him to stay. Celebrate Dr. Okoye.
Your prayer really worked. Nice meeting you, and I consider it an honor to be here and for us to be able to chat course. You know, it's iron sharpened iron. And interestingly, it's who you follow that determines what follows you. So let's see what God will help us do today.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you once again for this great honor. I am so grateful. Dr. Richard, you know that I have always been an admirer of your work. Like, Dr. Richard is one of the finest visionaries I have ever met. How many of you agree with me? Okay, if you've met Dr. Richard before, let me see your hand. Quickly, 2 people, where did you meet him? Where? So that's your fine. She stood up with her baby. Was that baby born in Save a Life? Uh-huh. So which of the Save a Lives? The one on Stadium Road, right? Okay, who again? Another person. Online. If I say online, another person. Yes, ma'am. His children are in your school. Ah, another person. Upstairs. Okay, people upstairs, I'm sorry, my love. Forgive me. The beautiful lady on black. Is it black? Yeah. You met him in UST. Some other person. I know why I'm doing this. You met him where? Save a life. So, did anybody meet Dr. Richard here at Mommy B Road? That's the question I'm actually looking for. Who met him? You met Save a Life at Mommy B Road, because you know, so a lot of people here are seeing that big building. So I want to start from there. So the first time I met you was in Mommy B Road in one small bungalow. They wrote Save a Life Mission Hospital. I came there with my husband. I knew Dr. Richard through my husband, who happened to be the architect of the Save a Life Hospital. Allow me to brag. So you see that beautiful building? My husband designed it. So in other words, for your vision and your buildings, please come to us, Avval Collaborative. So I met him in that small building. Dr. Richard, I have a confession. I told my husband, this doctor, I'm not sure I trust him more. He said, why? I told him, he likes to talk big things. I'm not joking. So I remember when I met you there, I came for something. I came for an examination. Dr. Richard will tell you, I am bringing in, this place is going to be filled with foreign doctors. We are building a 200-feet hospital. As at the time, I'm not sure you had a land. No, sir, please correct. I don't know. Well, you will say, people are, we have nurses, we are training abroad. I'm looking, I say, I came for problem. Why are you telling me about your vision? But Dr. Richard was so loud about his vision that it almost made him look fake. So the day I walked into Save a Life, I said, I am standing in the reality of what was spoken so many years ago that looked foolish to me. No, you don't understand. So do you remember that hospital? The doors were shut. You will bend down, then one nurse that is confused, or it was good. I'm not saying no. She will just ask you, are you here? Okay, IVF. But now you walk into Save a Life Hospital, you see people on their blazers, you see them speaking properly. So you are the epitome of visionary living. That's why I said you must sit down here, because more than, I think only one person raised her hand to say she knew you from there. So my first question to you, sir, is you are building things that most people will consider impossible. totally impossible, from digital hospitals to robotic surgery in Africa. How do you, but for me, I'm asking, how did you train your mind to see beyond limitations, even when the environment around you was still operating then? How did you stay in a bungalow and you saw, how many story buildings is that, sir? I don't even know.
6 floors.
6 floors.
Thank you very much. And I consider it a very big honor. But the summary of the testimony which will be able to help you further: do not despise the time of little beginning. That is one fundamental thing you should know. And interestingly, using the word limitless in terms of this, and I think it should be a reserved word which will be given to the person. He said, nobody knows tomorrow, so we give it for that very feeling. But when you look at what people will say, I can remember just my wife got to the university. I trained in University of Port Harcourt. And I don't know how I was speaking, only that when they said this thing will not work, I believe it will work. And along the line, my wife got into the University of Port Harcourt and met one of our colleagues those days. And he got to know that she happened to be my wife. And he said, are you the one that married that guy that had grandiose idea? Grandiose idea is the idea that is madness, When a madman is talking like a Nigerian, and very soon I'll be the president of America, So it's usually the case that when you have some form of uncommon vision, people will definitely see it in that light. So when that going that way, understand that that is natural. However, there is something you should know, because if you look at yourself now, looking at your colleagues, if you are in school, you see some brilliant guys, very, very brilliant. And ultimately, we believe that those that are brilliant in school should do well in life. True of us. But life doesn't work out like that. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years later, what you may see in the same fellow may be completely opposite of what was anticipated. And what's right, that very thing is Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11. He said this particular race is not for the swift. He said the battle not for the strong, the bread not for the wise, neither riches for men of understanding, nor favor to that of the skilled. But he said time and the chance happened to them also. There is a factor which, even when you receive it as an inspiration, get to know you are not that special. Only God made you to have that extra. That's why in Job 32:8, he said, there is a spirit in man, but it's God's inspiration that gives him understanding. So it is the foundation of whatever you are saying is a tip of the iceberg. It's an era that is closed. Maybe in the next couple of months, we see a completely different era. So coming to that particular question, what made it happen is that I'm so conscious of that inspiration, that voice that normally speaks to you, maybe you ignore your own. That voice, you say you will hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, go by it. So when I was a medical student, 1999, July 2nd, I was studying all the plan that once I'm done, I traveled to United States. And it came that night and said, do not travel abroad to go and stay. If you go, my spirit will not go with you. Stay back here, that is in Port Harcourt. I have given you this place as your constituency. I will answer the prayer of many on your head. A time will come, I will bring them from different countries of the world. Be sensitive to now the one sending them. But always remember, you are the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. I didn't get that one. So as I'm getting myself, it's even when you have all kinds of private change, this other one, always remember, You have not changed. The only person, all these things we are talking is different, is for the earth. This is only me. The only what is the person here. So we made that very journey. All the journey I have made that we here do it this way. In 2014, June 6, 12th of June 2014, he said, I've given you a place in global satellite. Ability to see what others cannot see, global TV show. That's why I zoomed to America to go and do all these applications that I designed. Even when I got to America, they said that's what I'm thinking, to download the brain of a medical doctor, nurse, lab scientist, make it available for common man. He said there's no algorithm to support it. We started, the letter said no. I picked some guy from University of Science and Technology, Chicago. We worked and worked, but they are not getting the ingredients. While in America, I say, God, if they can't understand me, you see, when I come back, he then said, speak no more to them in words, speak in figures. So this thing that is developed 1, A, 2, C, 4, D equal to this, and we put it and eventually work. That's why today it is the first app in the entire world that a doctor can give a doctor diagnosis, and the doctor will not can't dispute it. It is the first of its kind. So the foundation of it is, do not despise the little beginning and the person who knows where you are going. You know, sometimes we feel, I'm not here to speak on prosperity based on breakthrough. Receive it. By this time tomorrow, you become a billionaire. I'm talking of sustainable prosperity to the glory of God.
Put your hands together. You know, there's something he said that struck me and made me almost open my mouth. He said this era is what? He said this. Did people hear it? He said this era is gone. Do you remember when I was speaking and talking about courage and mice? So what he's saying is that this era is now his what? All these things we saw like this is mice. So please, what is the next era? No, because no, like this is shocking. But for somebody here, I want to ask this question again. I'm reframing it. How does a person surrounded by a reality that does not represent his or her future in any way, you look around, maybe you come out from a face me, I face you. Maybe everything around you has nothing absolutely to do with your future. How does a person close that gap and appear in that future while navigating the mental challenges with the present?
Okay. Interesting thing about it is that 85% of the billionaires in the world today are fourth-generation billionaires. Did you hear what I mean by that? The fourth generation, in the sense that in their family, zero. They are the first generation billionaire in their family, 85% globally. The person that is seated here, in 2002, I was living inside Civic Center. Because God said to me, don't go elsewhere. So they didn't also give me a job. And because I heard, I stayed back helping one pastor in Jesus Works Ministry inside the Civic Center. And he allowed me to be sleeping there. I slept in that place for 1 year. Most of my Facebook I wrote was on the floor. I was writing it on the floor. Sometimes if I ask no food to close and all that. So your beginning is immaterial. Absolutely immaterial. So, but key factors are the things that unfortunately in this side of the world, for you to get to a certain level, and there's a realm. This particular realm is a realm where everything around you can become an opportunity, no matter good or bad. You must destroy the African religious mentality of this worthless prosperity, favor without work. All those kind of mindsets, so a seed you become a billionaire, you will die before your time, even in poverty. that has come to a point of being admitted as a deception. Understand how it works. Apostle Paul, in the course of grace, 1 Corinthians 15 verse 10, he said, I am what I am today by the grace of God. I have not despised the grace that is given to me. Nevertheless, he said, however, I labor more than they all, not I, but by the grace that work in me. Ability for you to have the grace God has given to you, friend, work is good. Work is the energy itself. Work is the driver of what you will become. And if you are walking in line with the vision, you don't have pains. That's why I say, for the glory set before him, the walk in between does not have anything. But when this mindset, no, I'm looking for my destiny helper, I'm looking for this person who will dash me money. How can you use that money to make a difference? There's a time to sit down. I build Save a Life. I have a relationship with the bank, which I will give you a little background of that. I built Save a Life for 9 years. That hospital you see was standing. I built another hospital and living in 3-bedroom apartments. The Bible said, make your work good in the field, and afterwards build your house. So when some people saw that I was living in 3-bedroom apartment, I have those things, I use bank to do it, so I will use my capital to go and live in a mansion.
Wow.
Only for them to tell me, one of the ladies passing said that Dr. Okoye belonged to a court. Because in the type of court he belongs, once they build their house, they will die. You know? But the issue is that there's a preparatory time. That hospital, I sat down in that hospital for complete consecutive 4 years. Monday to Sunday for 4 good years. You can't miss me one day there, except I'm out of the country or something inevitable. So it is something that preparation of the future is very, very handy. In as much as your vision is your friend, work is good. Now, a factor that is very important because it's a cushion. I don't get anything. Yes, I don't have anything. So how will I be in position to build a multi-billion naira empire? See how it goes. You don't need money. You don't need money. Listen to me again, everyone. You are looking for capital. You don't need capital. In February 10th, 4th of February 2010, 4th of February 2010, I borrowed 500,000 naira from Microfinance Bank in Olu Obasanjo, just to enable me get generator and all those things that time to enable us school with people that will come to our hospital. And that very money, I didn't have collateral for it. And what happened, a man, a friend that I assisted to be in position to, they don't have children, and they did I got a baby boy. So the guy got to have the link with that, the owner of that very bank. And that is how he brought down, he gave his car, one or this Camry, that Camry. He dropped to give me 500,000. All right? Now that is where the money is. Listen to this, because you need to get this foundation. 2 things that make you to have money and everything required for your business. Number 1 is creativity. You must be creative. People must see your products. The second one is the universal currency, which is trust. Once you are trusted, people will back their money. and come and dump on you. So because of that guy gave me that car, drop his car. I didn't care because after all I helped him to get children. No. I worked day and night and paid that money as quickly as possible to enable the young man take his car. And the bank, that guy and his colleagues saw the way I work and return that money. Microfinance bank can only give you a maximum of 1 million. These people in the executive gathered together and gave me 6 million when we are just trying to. So they gave me the 6 million, and I worked and worked. The way that money came back to them, he said, this guy must be a very high value. So what people spend on you is your value. So as they now gather again, I told them I want to start IVF. And lo and behold, they gathered together and gave me 18 million. Microfinance bank. And that's how that very growth. It came my point. They carried me on their own to take to the higher bank that my capacity they may not contain. And in 2014, the MD of Access Bank came to Port Harcourt looking for who to fund. He said, I've heard of you. And he came and walked into my office. I heard Dr. Richard Okoye. I said, yes. And I said, come and show me that time. God bless you, my dear. This is one of the great persons that actually made things work around me. He was sharing a testimony. He's so wonderful that we built a project that cost over 500 million. And he finished the design and told me it will cost 100 million. Inside the foundation, the money finished. But at least he was able to make me to dream that big that is possible. So when we come to a point that he came, I saw him reducing, and we started. From 150 million he gave that time, 214. He gave me 500 million, and that 500 million was for us to start kidney transplant. Buhari came, economy turned, dollar started going down. We used 30 million out of the money, and then I know it may not work out. I returned 470 million back to the bank. That this, based on what I told you people in my financial projection, that is not going to work out like that. I returned the money. Later again, I needed more money than that. I didn't meet their credit. In their meeting, and they say, no, I'm not qualified. The MD said to them, give him the money, I know him. He didn't know me because we drink. There's a track record. So when you are creative and you can be trusted with money, people will pack their whole money anyway and say, I'm investing on you because your return on investments can be trusted. So that is the secret behind it that I just summarized. So, because if I start telling you now, who books that will be in series.
Put your hands together for Dr. Okoye. Wow. Two things that stood out for me. Number one, he said creativity. Number two, he said credibility. I also heard something. He said some of his books, he wrote them while squatting at a civic center on the floor. So it therefore means that, sir, that there is something that we can always do about our vision that is not money dependent per time. It is so powerful. A round of applause again. Okay, sir, I have a question for you because a lot of people see you resplendent and white. The way you're speaking it is like you just wake up and then you become this mighty visionary. So I have this question. What has been one of the most hardest moments in your journey where things didn't go as planned, and what did that experience teach you about leading beyond limits? And I know that is not one experience. I know.
Hey. Everything you pass through, they are good. including the one you are passing through now. It's good. The best place you can ever be in the world is Nigeria. The best place you can ever be in the world. This is not just, I'm not joking. The best place you can ever be in the entire world is this country. I've been privileged to test a number of them. You know what? If you have a vision, may God give you enough problems to solve. How much you have is a function of how much problems there are. What I'm doing today in Africa, I can't do it in America because, in fact, I go to UK in October. I discovered that it's a closed system. There's no way you could be able to, even for you to break some level of barriers that they have kept here. But here is where the problem is staring at you and they say you are looking for money. Now, I have a product here. You see, this is a BP apparatus. This is the first of its kind in the world. And see, this very BP, how did it come? I went for a outreach program in a community. And getting into that particular community, I saw a lot of men and women with BP. No doctor. What will be the fate of those people? What will be their fate? It is on that very account I was inside the car thinking, what if any of these women that have BP now have preeclampsia, they will die? Nobody will help them, they will converse. Those people that have stroke, you say no one demon or one enemy. As I was there thinking about it, an idea came. Why not develop a BP that will have a SIM card in such a manner, since you already have an app, in such a manner that even though they're in the village, they can take their own BP, all right, and the doctor will see it anywhere in the world. And that's how this thing came in. I came in and worked on it. Now, the issue is that of all the BPs in the world, we are looking to who will become a billionaire. Of all the BPs in the world, anyway this one appeared, those ones become irrelevant. Because this is the first BP that connects you to your doctor's straight. I will use it to save a lot of people. I will be like this because there's a dashboard where they drop. Those that their own will be high, our people will reach to them quickly. That's one that would have died of 200 and something. I know by 1 a.m. you won't be sleeping. I called them. The wife was already in the background crying. And I just spoke to them, do this. And that's how the man was brought back out on the next day and can be living today. But otherwise, would have had a stroke. That kind of thing is hemorrhagic too. It will just pass. Those people that have mothers and parents in the village, you don't need to be in position to, when they have BP issue, only get this thing or the sugar on and send to them. When they do their sugar in the village, you see it on your phone. So you cannot tell any doctor, please see my mom's situation, my dad, what can we do? Instead of you going to the village, well, come on, you go there, go cause confusion. You ask, before that thing started, uncle, this person pass. Just cause confusion everywhere. So what I'm trying to say is that solving problem is your money. Solving problem is where your money is. The more problems you solve, the more money you make. Don't be looking for who will dash you money, baby. It can't go far. And any money they dash you, see the way they blam. But the one that you work, see the way, even set and come, you go swear, you don't get taken from my hand. Because there is dignity in war, in labor. But they've reduced our women in this side of the world to be beggars. You know, the man, no man to help me. Nobody to help me. Jesus came and released the Holy Spirit to say, I will be your helper. That is the real destiny helper. Not this one we are pursuing people all up and down. No, man will always disappoint. You can disappoint another. Another can disappoint you. It's the nature of man. But the summary of it is that the problem is what makes the difference.
Put your hands together. How many people are suddenly happy that they have problems in their life? Oh my God, thank you. So one final question, sir, before we wrap up this fire chart. When we talk about legacy, I see what you're building, and you talked about that this chapter is closed. It's still blowing my mind how this chapter is closed, another one be coming. How should the women in this room who are already doing phenomenal things think in terms of legacy? What can they do now? What habits, what structure, what systems can they put now so that in the next 10, 15, 20, 25 years, even if they are not here, their name still speaks?
Okay, if I should put up the very summary, because if I build this thing and I live here, if it collapse, and that is the nature of most businesses we set in Africa. Once the person who set it is not there, everything goes down. Now, I came up in a hospital industry and I saw what God said, Proverbs 6. He said, oh, you sluggard, go to the ant and observe. So the first thing first in your business is observation. Observe. John Santayana in 1905, in his book, The Life of Reason, he said that those that can't remember history are bound to repeat it. And this guy that failed severally, Abraham Lincoln, he said it's only the fools that learn from their own mistakes, but the wise learn from the mistake of others. First of all, being able to know what is your business all about, what are the things you can learn from those that have done it before. And I came into medicine, I realized that number one is that our fathers of medicine, those that practice, we start off hospital. And I think they do everything. Employing people they want to employ, some will come and go, some will come and go. So when they start getting tired, nobody to continue that very training. So everything is all about them, all about them. So I came into the model and I changed it by, first of all, introducing clearly to my staff my vision and my mission. For the past 16 years of Save a Life, every Monday, not one day missed, even as the boss. Every Monday we pray from 8 to 9, but it's not just praying for the hospital and our patients. I teach them. I communicate to them. We are here today, but we are going this way tomorrow. We are here today, we are going this way. I've done that for 16 years. And that now brought people that have stayed with me for the past 16 years. Now, when you people begin to read their vision, if you are not there, they will run. But if your vision is big, there's something that will happen. Because he said every vision is an appointed time. But if it tarries, wait for it. Sometimes the time you're expecting things to happen may not be the time they happen. So hope that is delayed will make the heart sick. So some people will leave you. But there are two people that may stay with you. Number one are people that believe that if it's well with you, it will go well with them. Number one. Second people are the people that also have a vision, but they can see their vision through you. So those two people will stay. However, over the time, if that vision start lingering, it will start weakening them. Today it's as if you are pushing people like way back. Oh, yeah. If you move, once you stop them, they stop there. So that is how the final stage of it is the issue of building a system. Everybody now will live by it. In Save a Life, if you come to Save a Life this month, come next month, there's a better way of doing what we did last month. That's why you see people can come in from America, can do fibroid operation, they finish fibroid operation, the next day are working. You see people with knee, all those knee, they do the knee within the next 6 hours later than working. There's a better and a better way of doing it. So thou now continue now, build a system which later most people will have it to sustain their business. If you are coming into the hospital as a staff, you just open your app and scan it. And once you scan it, is that will enable you to for the system in the hospital to open for you. So when you come in, you didn't scan because you come late. As you sit down, the system will refer you back. If you are too late, it will ask you, I have not seen you since morning. Waiting they happen. Where you work at go? Okay? So that system makes it every one of my staff, whatever they do is in the activity, and they have a dashboard where they will see it. So the issue of running after people down, now I have a set of people now that believe in the way we do things. Even if they are new, even if they will come tomorrow, the way things goes, economic wise and everything become a system. But it's a phase, recruit people, give them inside where you are, and eventually make the system to become, this is the model. Whoever comes into it will be. As a woman, I summarize by telling you, God didn't make a man to be different. A woman can achieve much. Okoye well and the rest, you know them. Not everybody I'm speaking to, but some few people here, there's something in you that tells you, you want to do this, you want to be impactful, make an impact in your society. It is possible. I have a daughter, a minor, but she finished school and said, I want to study in one of the best universities in the world. I wasn't so comfortable initially, but she came in and sent me we got admission in one of the schools and sent me a bill of $197,000. And as soon as she sent it to me, I replied her one way. No be only you I come. Straight. So she stayed there and later came back to my room and said, but Daddy, what if I got a scholarship? Can you allow me? And I said, okay, if you get a scholarship. And amazingly, this young girl, day and night, in fact, I will watch her through the CCTV, walking around the compound because she didn't want to sleep, meditating on this and the other one, just like that. And one night I saw this lady here by 2 a.m. I said, wherever you want to go, I'll be there for you. And lo and behold, she's doing a robotic engineering now in the University of Manchester. She got their scholarship there. I'm willing and ready to do everything. That's why most important thing is that you should be able to take the lead. God will only bless those that are working, those that are in the field. Take that particular lead. Okay, so that's just the summary of what I said here. Don't go and bring all this works life. It's not paying anymore. Listen to this and listen good. All those works life, they pay. Women empowerment, women this. They don't die, yo. Money no dey again. Donald Trump has changed everything. Those days they will pump money and say now it's just for the gay society, for women that were not married. They invited me to become a speaker, take an award. An award is an award of single women association of this. I say I won't be your patron. The truth of the matter is that we all have challenges, but don't go and identify with that very challenge. Did you hear what I said? We all have challenges, but don't go and form an association of that challenge. Be the person that will come out and encourage other people. You say, Satan have planned to see to you like we, but I pray for you that your faith fail enough. When you return, encourage your brethren. That is the pattern of life. And I believe God that through this, that your vision will get accomplished and God will be glorified.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. Please put your hands together for Dr. Richard for this wonderful couple of minutes we spent, very transformational, very insightful. I am inspired. If you are inspired and you have been transformed, please put your hands together. Thank you so much, sir. We honor you. Thank you for sharing this moment with us, and God bless you, sir.